So this is my last comment in this back and forth, right? Like you do this thing with us on this panel where you say you women specifically on this panel live in a particular type of bubble, and so that doesn't apply to the vast majority of people. Because I see Marcus nodding as well. I genuinely believe that y'all live in a bubble where you are surrounded by men who do that for you. I don't think that's true for the general population. I think that there are a lot of men out there who put batteries in each other's backs of like, nah, you know how women are. This and that and whatever. Once men start complaining to their homeboys, it's not every man that's going to be like, listen, you're the man, you need to fix this. Quit complaining to me. There are a lot of men out there who like cheerlead these issues, right? So I think if you remove yourself from your bubble, that you'll see, because like here's the thing, there are a lot of women who've been around other men having these conversations. I know some of y'all think that like women aren't privy to these conversations. We hear and we're able to distinguish the men who like have a flock and the men who just have cheerleaders. So just remove yourself from your bubble and just take a look at the general
So
population.
even when
Look, let me say
removing,
this real fast.
yeah.
Mike, come on. You know that a lot of men don't move like you. Let's just be, look,
So
you know a
yeah.
lot of men who do, yes.
No,
But
it's not that. It's not that. So that let's say the super competent, super accountable man, let's say that's what you're calling our bubble. I'm not even talking just about those men. So let's just be real. There are women who suggest that women should do what pretty much all women
well,
suggest that other women.
let's stick with men right now.
No. I said pretty much. Well, I have to do that to make this point.
Okay.
Pretty much all women will tell them friends to do what makes them happy at some point when they've expressed too much discontent with their situation. Well, you have to do what makes you happy. And I've even seen some women, let me say some women do that in terms of cheating. A woman will come clean to be like, well, I did this to my husband. And another woman will basically justify why she should, well, you have a life. Mama got to have a life too. He's always at work. Now bring it over to the men's side. I've never had a homeboy that does that. I don't even think Pookie. I don't even think Pookie doesn't even actually do that. So even when men are at their worst, we don't give advice to each other the same way women do. Like if you go out, because usually I think when a man gets busted for cheating, it's actually a surprise to his homeboys. It's always been a surprise to me.
Listen,
Right.
I have look. I have seen situations where men have brought the mistress to parties with their homeboys.
Black men don't
they
cheat.
know the side chick. Like they chill with the side chick's house away from the wife. So you're not gonna sit here.
But I'm saying they didn't help him make the decision to cheat. They not like men just don't go that far with it. Like you literally would be so. In fact, we gotta let them in on the convo. Hold on, Harrison, AP, Marcus. Won't we be talking to each other like, look, you're not gonna say nothing. You're just gonna be like, hey, this nigga tripping. Like, yo, do you
y'all
know?
be
I
friends?
I have alpha brothers.
Like you got some friends.
Like, yo,
Trigger Mike.
But
Trigger Mike. You don't hear. Oh, you lost your mojo. You ain't the same man you used to be. Oh, you need to come out. There's all these girls out. You'll hear those comments. Stop. That's cap. I need to get a cap just for this show. Like,
yes, please.
Men do it.
Cowboy cap.
Well, I think that there's something
Marcus,
to be
put that shit down.
understood.
Put it down. I know what you're doing.
Depending on what season that you're in, your age group, and all your circles aren't the same. There's some brothers that are tight, that are accountable, that are in your circle, and there are other brothers that you're not that tight with, but you know how they operate. I would say that there is validity on both sides. That listen, men and women, they co-sign some pretty terrible behavior. I will agree. Every brother has known or they had a season in their life where, yo, I'm just about to go and smash, or I'm talking to this girl, and this girl, and every guy has the game of being like, yo, if you're on speakerphone, don't say XYZ. Every brother's got the situation or had a situation where they know, like, hey, listen, you going to co-sign or not mess up this man, even though you know he's probably doing something he's not supposed to be doing. But also, I believe, to trigger Mike's point as well, is that just like Anaz says, we are supposed to be the leaders, even if we're not the leaders. Even if we're not good brothers or nothing like that, we're still going to be held to the standard as if that's what we should be. So a lot of brothers try to own up and follow that part of the thing, and they will try to continue to maintain that idea of honor, even if they don't want to. So actually, sometimes I don't think being strong all the time means that I say everything that I want to say and I do everything that I want to do. Because truth be told, if I did and said everything that I want to do, I would cause a lot of destruction. If I seen this dude on the street and he said something disrespectful to me and I go and smack him in his face, I could be causing a lot of issues. So yes, it sounds nice just to be like, well, I'm a man, I say what I want and I do what I want. But if brothers truly would do that, there'd be a lot of people dead. There'd be a lot more kids. There'd be a lot more damaged relationships if we truly did everything we thought to do. As a smart man, I think that you should be able to assess the risk of the situation. I don't care what kind of man that you think that he is. If he's not smart enough to sit here and think about the consequences, if I should say this and what this is going to do, listen, like, yo, sometimes you realize as a man, what you want ain't really what you want. And that you will literally not say certain things just so that you can maintain what little bit of peace and happiness or joy that you can even find in your life. Because, bro, truth be told, men and women are off the rails right now because they're entitled in this world. We've become more selfish. We want what we want when we want it, and we do what we want when we want to, and can't nobody tell us nothing. And now that we have the situation that we have, we wonder why we got all these problems. Problem is listen, sometimes you just need to shut up. Stop saying all the stuff that you really want to say. Just sit down, shut up, be quiet sometime.
But
So
that's not
I want to piggyback off what you just said, because that's what I was talking about earlier. When you in the moment and you can't let your emotions override your logic, right? So sometimes you do got to step back and hold stuff in. And that's not to say you don't address stuff, but it like, I know we say all the time in spaces like men talk to each other however they want to talk to them. Tone don't matter. You the tone police, but that shit do matter, right? Because it's a difference between what's up, Joe, and man, fuck you talking about what's and you, the tone is the same words, different tone, and one is call to action, another is just saying hello, right? So you could want to ask a question and be upset, and it come off like you attacking a person versus really having a general constructive conversation. And I think it's an underutilized skill and art form to be able to communicate with people in a way where they don't always feel like you're trying to be an aggressor to them or you're trying to attack them. And I think a lot of times we use like, I'm a man, so this is how I speak, right? But if you was in fear of the man in front of you, you wouldn't talk that way. So why talk that way to somebody you think you bold, you know what I'm saying, that you tower over? To me, I try and treat everybody universally with a level of respect, even though most people, yeah, I try and treat everybody with a level of respect. And
You
I don't have a lot of those issues based off of that. You know what I'm saying?
you have to have awareness, first of all, to know how you're acting currently, in order to make those changes. And I think that's a great point, Marcus. But I will say the people have to be consciously aware, because we're so used to doing what we do, talking how we talk, that we don't even notice that maybe we could be switching things up, or that we could switch things up or change and talk in a better way, more productive way. But that's why you have to create awareness first. Just to add that to your point, Marcus.
So I just wanted to clarify, like, the stance I took was not about saying everything and anything, right? That was not what I was saying. What I said in my original statement was things that matter. What respect looks like, what non-negotiables are, the things that you require for a relationship, right? Because if people are going to say whatever they want, that's super disrespectful. That's not conducive to community, family, anything that society values, right? But as a man, as a leader, as a provider, as a protector, as a backbone to society, if you cannot stand on the things that are the most important to you and communicate those things clearly, everything else is set up to fail after that. Everything that you build on top of that is set up to fail. And so I'm imploring men to be bolder about the things that matter most to them. The petty stuff, the little stuff, it's up for negotiation on how you want to communicate it, if you should communicate it, right? I think people are very capable of, with the right tools, of discerning those things, right? But when it comes to foundational stuff, people need to be more honest and transparent and not allow society to bully them into something that they don't truly desire, because it really does just set up everything you build on top of that for failure. That was my point, not anything and everything.
I
I
agree
have
with you.
nothing. I have nothing to disagree with you on. You know, I think you're spot on. It's kind of a message I've been saying for pretty much this entire time. I completely agree. And if any man disagrees with what you just said, they're moving in a foul way, in my opinion. You were spot on.